Well, Mr. Big Stuff, not the one in Eastern Palace. You don't need that one because you're not grabbing Independence. It's just House of Gales and Tower of Hera in this case. Once I warp here, before I enter that door, I like to equip the hammer. You definitely want hammer at this point if you only have one item slot, but the other slot I will put the bow in. Okay. Now from here, just walk, break this rock with the hammer. I mean, you could also merge, but merging does pause everything around you for a second or less, but it still pauses the game. You'll probably be losing frames overall, so I just like to use the hammer for the rocks. Now merge here, because there's two rocks there. Unmerge, merge here. Unmerge, break this rock. As soon as you break that, dash. Dash. Once you get hit like that, just walk, dash downwards, outside the cave. Well, I've done it a few times without that hard container, Mr. Big Stuff, but that's just personal preference. Okay. Again, it comes down to how confident you are. Alright, now, once you're here, just dash like this, and dash like this. Now for here, dash this way. You can walk past those rocks like that. Just be careful not to fall off. Once you get up here, dash this way, and dash out. Like that, very straightforward. You could choose a dash or walk to that one. Either way, it's not too much of a time difference. Alright, with this one, stay here first. Wait for that rock, and then go. Now, hug the top, then start dashing, then dash out. Of course, this part's pretty straightforward too. Merge. I usually unmerge once I get that first heart, then I start dashing. You don't need that weather vane, but if you want to safety save. Okay, like the 4 weather vanes you see on the bottom screen right now, those are the ones you will need. You don't need any other weather vanes in Hyrule. But in case you want to save, they're always an option. Oh yeah, after I hammer this thing, I like to dash into it. Oh wait, you know what? I'm gonna save here anyway, because Tower of Hera can be quite the pain in the speedrun. Because there are different strats I'm gonna show here. So very important that I save there. Alright, I'm gonna show the hardest but fastest strat first. Alright. If you have pouch and you have bow equipped, you can do that. And it takes time to keep switching items, but if you don't have the pouch, you very likely just have just a hammer. Now, if by any chance these little turtle things are close to you, just kill them, get them out of the way, because if you don't have the pouch and just have the hammer equipped, just stay like halfway through this, start spin attack, hit the switch. The reason why you want to be closer down south than like right on it is because you'll hit these moles over here. So stay in the bottom half. Go here, merge, unmerge, and straightforward for the rest of this one. Straightforward for here too. Now here, right here, I like to equip Tornado Rod and bombs. Now, this is the infamous Tower of Hera bomb rod. I'm just gonna go ahead and get these mole bombs out of the way so they don't become too much of a hassle. Alright, here's what I like to do for this trick. This is one of the more difficult tricks on the speedrun, so pay very close attention. What I like to do: hold my sword out, get to as close as this switch as possible with my back facing towards it, and then place a bomb. The second I place a bomb, I quickly... Dang it, go away. I quickly turn around, hit the switch, quickly turn back like that. Now, there's a 3-frame window. You're gonna have to bomb rod at the right time to get the bomb to boost you up to the next floor. And the game does run at 60 frames per second, so 3 frames, it's better than 1 frame, but it's still quite the pain to get. So I like to use sound cues personally. I like to use the rod as soon as the sound of the bomb begins to escalate. That's usually my cue, but I'm sure everyone will find their own. And I don't always get it first try either. So things will happen. Oh, but wait. You don't have to turn back. You can just be facing towards the switch and then just use Tornado Rod. It's fine. I ran out of stamina there. Okay, let me just wait a bit. Wait for it to recharge. What? Jeez, hold on. Hey, welcome back, Megazash. Okay, so do this, hit the switch. There we go. Now you should be inside the wall like that. Don't move an inch once you're in there. Just once you're here, keep mashing Tornado Rod. Keep mashing it. There. Now you should be up here. Right here. Once you're here, move towards the right side. To be safe, I like to 2-frame, either 2-frame or 3-frame Shadow Link. One of the two. I hear different things. I like to go to this 4th blue square right here. And if you have a timer, which more than likely you will, if you're doing a speedrun attempt live, I like to personally wait up to 13 to 14 seconds before I move up. But once 13 to 14 seconds have passed from this 4th blue switch here, and I'm gonna slowly move up, because if you move too far, you will void out. Don't want to void out. Last thing you want to do is void out and have to attempt to bomb out again. Now, pay very close attention to the bottom screen, because more specifically to the little icon of Link's head on the map, because you can't see where Link is actually going, but you can see the little icon. Now, like right about there. He's about, if you can see his ear, from your perspective, it's the ear face. If it's at the very tip of his ear is touching the line, the border of that wall, that on the minimap, if that makes sense, that once you're there and once 13 to 14 seconds have passed, because you want to recharge the stamina bar completely, then use Tornado Rod. Alright, you have to be able to use it twice in a row there, because that first one you use, if you don't use another one, Link will automatically fall and void out. So you gotta have enough stamina to use it twice in a row like that. Now once you're up here, you're pretty safe. Personally, I like to use it 3 times from the beginning, just so I could get up here quickly. Like here, you won't, as long as you don't move, you'll be fine. Now I like to continuously swing my sword like this, because his hat is sticking out in his ear like that. If that hard hat beetle gets too close, he can and will hit Link and push him off position, which becomes a problem. So continuously swing your sword like this and wait about 14 to 15 seconds for the stamina meter to be full, and you can either go for it and wait a little bit for the hard. Once you use the first T-Rod, it'll look like you were in the same position, but you're actually not. You will be on top of that floor. Because you'll be able to see Link's feet. Right now you can't see his feet, but once you use Tornado Rod once, you'll be able to see his feet on the ground. Once you're there, you can wait for a hard hat to get pretty close, and then T-Rod 2 times in quick succession afterwards, so you can make it to the top. Because if you, from this very position, if you use Tornado Rod only 2 times, Link will void out. So you're gonna have to have enough stamina for 3 Tornado Rods to get to the very top. The safest way to do this is once 14 to 50 seconds has passed, wait till the hard hat gets close to you, then use the T-Rod to stun him, and then wait for his stun to wear out, and then like this. So you just wait for him, and you can see his whole body on the ground now, and then use 2 more T-Rods. There, once you're here, you're good. You're good. That previous floor, if you don't use any T-Rod, you will void out. Now, by any chance, that hard hat beetle pushes you off position, you won't void out. But be very careful when you're trying to get back into position. You want to try to get his ear and that hat sticking out again before you T-Rod. Because if you get that positioning wrong after being pushed off it, there's a chance that you will T-Rod and clip outside of that wall and be back into the room normally. And you won't be able to get back into the wall. So that will be a big problem. So once you're up here, dash downwards like this, T-Rod up here. Once you're up here, switch to your hammer and bow like this, hammer this creature. You usually, once you T-Rod up there, if you're doing this quickly, you won't have enough stamina, so you're gonna have to wait a while. Just make sure none of the Moldorms hit you while you're trying to get up here. Once you get up here, here's what I like to do. I like to hit this switch, use the bow to hit that switch, dash upwards, hit that switch. Now, I do see a lot of people using the bow to hit that last switch there. Personally, I don't like to do that, because I'm going to have to wait for stamina afterwards either way, and I'd rather not leave it at that. So, I personally walk to the switch to hit it, so I can just hammer this switch right away, and knowing for sure that I will have enough stamina to quickly do this part. I just hammer this right away, not have to worry about waiting for any stamina, get the big key, quickly get back down without falling to the floor below, then quickly get to this side and use the hammer. Now stay on a ledge, like kind of the ledge's edgiest part of the mall, and still being able to be pushed upwards. And you should make it to the other. You should make it there, right there. That's what I like to do. The reason why I don't use that bow for the last switch is because I won't be able to do this, and I would have to wait for the full cycle to reach the boss door, which I don't want to do. But yeah, that's my reason for that. And now we should be here. Hit the switch. Hit this switch. I like to keep Link pretty up high like this. That way you can land on top of the switch and end the falling animation pretty early. Now use that. Once you hammer that mole, you'll have the time to quickly grab 1 heart and get back on the mole and enter the boss room. Okay. This Moldorm can be manipulated. Personally, I'm not a fan of the manipulation. So, I'm going to demonstrate how I like to do this fight personally. First thing you want to do, quickly move to the top right corner, just slightly. You can hold the bow to make it easier, but it'll be slightly slower and you don't want to miss out on getting the first shot. But like so, shoot like that. Now this fight can be manipulated in a certain way, but what I like to do is just stay pretty close to the Moldorm and just shoot its tail without getting close to it like that, and done. Okay, but if you're not that confident to do that fight like that, what you can do instead of shooting arrows is to use spin attack. Spin attack and arrows do the same amount of damage, and you'll once once he gets hit and he spins around, he will chase after you depending on your location. And you can choose to charge spin attack or get arrows. It's a total of 3 arrows. If you do a total of 3 arrows or a total of 3 spin attacks, or 1 arrow, 2 spin attacks, whatever combination you do, if you've already done, because each arrow and spin attack does 2 damage, and the Moldorm has 7 HP. So they'll try to make it so that the last hit can always be done with the sword slash.